Hello everyone, this is Plankara, and welcome to my universe. Today, well, I figured that since I started looking at the tracking for Shalom here, that I'd just, I don't know, keep her on screen with me. Let her hang out right next to me while I fix up all the things that I gotta fix. So, I'll just leave her here for the time being. Last time, I, as you can see, kind of figured out basic tracking and stuff for her. And now, before I get into physics finally, I wanted to kind of fix some of the issues with the hair that I noticed last time. So I figured that we'd start there. So let me start by resetting the parameters. And I will start finding those things. So here we are. So I'm just refreshing myself on what this is supposed to look like, so this way I can clean it up on every angle, because you can see here. There are problems! There are indeed problems. But if I'm being honest, I don't think it'll be too bad. Just gotta make sure it looks kind of like it does in my front turns here. So yeah, right now, it's definitely gonna... I'm probably gonna have to do a whole bunch of mesh consulting and just various things in order to get this to look right. But fortunately, with the way that I have this rigged, I'm making 0 changes on my head roll. So kind of when she does this, moves her head back and forth like that. So everything that I fix in the head turn should be just fine with the head roll. Should not affect anything. So I can focus on just getting everything looking good with my basic turn there. Just gonna map this directly onto my yaw pitch, as it's called, the head X and Y. Which unfortunately means I'm probably gonna have to do pretty extensive changes to lots of different places. But, you know, that's alright. It kind of comes with the territory. A lot of the stuff that I just ignored basically the entire time because it was covered up by stuff, and now that that is no longer the case, I gotta give it a little bit of extra attention. This is why it is important to test your things. That you notice many a thing, and I do think that she looks a bit different when I'm actually, like, moving her around with my head rather than just with my parameters here. Like, when I moved her around with my parameters, I actually thought her mouth looked okay, for example, but here, I don't think it's moving enough. It doesn't really give a talking feel, so at some point, I do plan to go back and redo the mouth quite a lot. On the bright side, with how I have it tracked, I can actually kind of frown with her when I can't really do that on my model. Like, I don't know. It's still kind of hard to see. Tracking frowns is apparently fairly difficult. And it's a problem that comes up in the help forums and the Discord that I lurk in quite often. It'll be something I look into, basically. There is a surprising amount of stuff that goes into all of this. Okay, but I do think it's coming together pretty well. The changes here aren't too bad. Not bad at all. And most of the time I don't think this lower part will be seen, I just need to be prepared for it. Okay. Still want to tuck in the bottom just a little bit here. Give it that the same kind of volume that it has. As you can see on the original, it just has this little sloop to it. So I kind of want to preserve that. And I actually think it's all going a little bit too far to the right. I would like to just push this entire thing a little further to the left. But I think I have the shape pretty good. Yeah, I think shape's pretty good. This is where I look at everything that my past self did, and I'm like, you know, not bad, past self. Good job. You may have missed some things, but man, with the things you did get, you did pretty okay. I think it's important to give your past self credit quite often. Because I find that people can get very angry at their past selves when they were just doing their best. That's also why I say, you know, do something nice for your future self today. Maybe they too will tell you good job. Okay, and this is one of those things where I think I would like to just do all of the left angles right now, because in order to do my right angles, I will need to shift the body. Because, yeah, the body will be going this direction when I go do the other turns. So I would like to just finish up all the ones that are relevant to the left side over here first. And that actually does include the up and down turns. I don't think that the body will ever be quite shifting like this with a pure up and down, but, you know, just in case. And frankly, I don't even think that most of this is going to be hard to fix up or anything. Just giving it a basic cursory clean should be sufficient. Okay. That should be fine now. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, yeah, I can see that some of the more subtle textures through here are not lining up very well. I mean, they are a squirmin'. Yeah, I don't want that to be like that. Not at all. Okay, I think I'm actually going to consult the mesh and see more roughly where they should be. Okay, so it looks like it's mostly the ones over here. Makes sense, because those are the ones that I was largely ignoring the whole time. If you ever wondered why it looked like I drew so much extra hair when I was working on some of these turns and stuff, this is why. So that this way, when her body moved out of the way, and we start seeing some of this, I would have plenty of hair here. Because if I hadn't drawn a bunch of extra hair, it would just, like, end right here. And we'd just have a big gap of nothing right there, and it would look very strange. It would look very, very strange. So that's why you gotta draw a bunch of extra when you're rigging stuff like this. We call it void filling. It's also some other things, like her eyes here, for example, actually are a full circle. I just have it mapped out in such a way that it only shows the part that should be showing. But this way her eyes can move around. Because if I didn't draw it like that, then there would just be points where it was cut off if her eyes moved the wrong way, and that's not something that you want. You want your eyes to be able to move around freely, so she can look around all she wants. Have nice, properly shifty eyes. Now I'm realizing that once again, this is giving me a bit of an opportunity to go back and touch up some areas that maybe were not as good as I thought they were when I finished them. But if I'm being honest, I really do feel like most of this looks really, really good. I'm quite happy with it. I'm glad, because I spent so long trying to perfect this hair. So long, man. And now I think it's looking really good, and I'm actually really happy with it. Life is good. Oops. Just casually hitting the wrong button. It's all good. Her hair is just so pretty. May have been kind of difficult to do all this, but it was totally worth it. I really, really like the way it looks, and I really love the art in this game. It's so wonderful. Okay, I think that's probably fine. Man, look at that hair go! Look at it go! Oop. Oop. It's okay, that's why we're here fixing it today. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's get this going right. Looks like I'm gonna have to stretch it out just a little bit because I didn't actually draw enough. I'm surprised. I went back down past her shoulders and everything, and it still was not enough. So yeah, I'll have to push it down a little bit more than I think I would normally like to do so, but it's fine. It is what it is. I don't really want to go in and start trying to update the textures. Look, I still have trauma from the last time that I tried, because it just crashed everything, and I worked for like an hour trying to figure out what was wrong, and eventually it just became clear that it was a bug, and I was very sad. Okay, tucking it in way too much there. Oh boy. Alright, better pull it out here. I might not be able to take off her coat like I was initially wanting to. Oh yeah, that also reminds me, I should turn her arm back on, huh? Yeah, I just realized that even the one that I actually rigged does not have an arm right now. Shh, just behind my back. It's just sitting there behind my back. Don't worry about it. Just at her side. Nice and casual like. All is well. Don't worry about it. Okay. I think that should be fine. This has the shape well. I think I will raise up some of this stuff, though. Just a little bit. I think it'll look a little bit better like that. Since at this angle, the back hair actually does go upward a little bit. Okay, let's see how it's doing now. Still got a little bit of weirdness going on here, but that's okay. I'll just gradually start putting it all together. I look forward to the day that these icons become proper buttons and don't make me accidentally click on vertices right behind them. That will be a good day. I really am looking forward to the next version. There's just a whole bunch of little improvements like that. It does seem like the developer's working very hard on the UI. I saw that she was working on making some of the fonts and whatnot better, so that this way we stop getting these little like question marks up in here and that kind of thing. She posted about that yesterday, and it seemed pretty cool. Some of this super low-level stuff goes a bit over my head. I do have a programming background, but not like that level of where I have to deal with rendering and that kind of thing. I think it'd be interesting to learn. I've thought about contributing some code at some point. Particularly to, like, the animation timeline. Just because I feel like that's an area that is very useful, because I like using it for animating my images. That's how I made my various alternate screens, like the stream start. Why can't I talk today? My goodness. The stream starting screen, my ending screen, my BRB screen, all that good stuff. I made it all directly in here on the animation timeline, and it was pretty painful. The usability features and user-friendliness, they're not there yet. She's been focusing on actually making models like this. Which I do think is fair. Gotta start somewhere, and getting some of these more important features in does seem like it's pretty important. But for this next version, I'm glad to hear that she's focusing on stability. Man, getting the shapes of the stuff is surprisingly tricky sometimes, because the angle of some of these things is not what I thought it was. Like, if you look at the way the hair kind of curves through here, it actually changes direction a little bit. I'm still kind of trying to give the feeling that it's just going up and not doing a bunch of these extra shenanigans, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. Not quite yet. But I'm working on it. I'm getting there. And at this point, I do believe in what I'm currently doing, and that I can totally do it. Just gotta get there. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. But I think at the rate that I'm going, I will be able to do some physics today, and I am so excited. I have been looking forward to this day for, like, months now. And it's kind of nice to see her moving around, because occasionally I go and look over at OBS and I don't know, I see her head moving around, and I generally only see her eyes in one place. I actually think that I might have them reversed, because they're moving the opposite direction of my model size. Oops. Well, that's okay. That's actually not hard to fix at all. And I actually kind of like how it is right now, because it looks like she's just going over and looking at me every time I look over there. So, worked out. I'll fix it later. I did mess around with some of the settings before stream today. Just because I wasn't happy with her eyebrows. Eyebrows looked a little bit too angry. Honestly, they still kind of look a little bit angry. I'll work on that. It's one of those things that you just kind of want to set a proper calibration for each model, I think. But I don't want to reset all the settings for my actual model just for this one. So I need to go in and like make an alternate profile and a bunch of stuff. And I don't really want to pull up Puppet String on stream, even though it might be kind of nice. I always find it way easier to use when I can actually see my face instead of just going full wireframe mode. So that I don't really want to pull that up on stream. I gotta say, seeing her head with some of the just basic head tilting that I put in there is making it look much more lively and interesting. This is a good expression. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I feel like this angle is actually a little bit more off, just in general, than my upward angle was. So I will take this opportunity to fix some of those things that I didn't like very much. And I do wish I knew why I could not talk today. The words, they are just getting all jumbled in my mouth. Okay, this happens sometimes, and it just tells me that I have to make more of a conscious effort to articulate my words. My mouth is just being incredibly lazy. Wanted to do the bare minimum to get the sound out, and it's making me trip all over them. So I gotta make it work hard. Actually, that's a point on articulation. One of the things that I did when I was trying to improve my voice a little bit, and I wanted to sound better, was I did exercises to strengthen my mouth. I can't remember the exact details on all of them. But one of them is to, like, put a pen in your mouth and try to say the alphabet. It's really hard. Way harder than it sounds. And so that helped, and then there's one where you say the vowels in a certain order, but I can't remember the order. But it's one to get your mouth to open and close quite a lot. And it tires it out and makes the muscles in your mouth stronger. And it's actually surprisingly useful for saying your words better. And you know, even if you don't want to be a VTuber or a streamer or any of those things, I think it's worth doing. So after all, when you say something, people really only get one chance to hear you. And even if you're able to clarify, the first thing they hear is going to be the thought that sticks in their head. So, if you want to be understood, make sure that you're speaking in a way that actually lets you be understood. It's been very helpful for me. Honestly, it's probably one of the things that has one of the more important things I've gotten out of attempting streaming. I do think that I speak much more clearly now, and it's very nice. Oh yeah, and actually this is even somewhat relevant to Path to Nowhere specifically. Because I remember when I was thinking about, okay, how to talk more gooder, I started really listening for people that I thought sounded really good. And for ideas on how to sound better. And one of them was actually Shalom's English voice actor. I listened to some of her lines, and the way she enunciated was really good. Of just really hearing those consonants at the end of words. I mean, I still drop my G's a lot and my ing-based words, like runnin', for example. But I'm pretty okay with that. That's just a silly accent thing, and I think it sounds fine. I just overpronounce the N instead. But yeah, that was one, and Hayes from Arknights was another one. Her English voice actor, I thought, said her words very, very well. And so she was another one that I looked into. So, I could tell that she was actually over-enunciating everything that she was saying. Like, it was super excessive for what you would normally hear in normal conversation. But when it comes to, I guess, voice acting and just general talking on the internet or whatever, I think that over-enunciation is actually pretty helpful. And so I started making a conscious effort to talk more like Shalom. And I just thought that was kind of a funny story. I do not always succeed, because sometimes I do just kind of go back to my old habits. But I have been working hard to make that kind of speech my new habit. And it's also made me talk a little bit slower, which I think is also helpful. Okay, I think I need to hide the side bang for a second here. I just want to make sure that everything over here is flowing, because something about a lot of that stuff just did not feel right. But I couldn't see it because it was underneath, you know, all her front hair. And indeed, I was correct. It was a bit off. Perhaps even more than a bit. Man, finding the right balance between all these pieces is actually pretty hard. Okay, but I think this is fine. I think I've found that last little piece there, so now all that's left is the corners. Look at it go. Gotta wiggle like a snake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Well, let's stop that wiggling. We don't need all that excess wiggling here. We need an appropriate amount of wiggling. How is that supposed to turn exactly? Okay. I just wanted to check all my angles and see how some of this was supposed to move. But now I think I have a good idea, so I can just push all these little guys into place. And I get the feeling I will not have to fix as much on the right side. Just because most of it is covered by hair, but we shall see. Yeah, I'm not surprised that I forgot about this. Foot falling asleep here. Just because I forgot body Z entirely. I made that once I realized that I didn't have tracking for it. Which reminds me, actually, before I forget, I want to import my session data. There we go. I couldn't remember if I did that last time, but I don't want to have to redo all my tracking parameters, so... Although, actually, I'm gonna have to import that again because I didn't save the changes I made before stream yet. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Okay, this is still a bit messy, but let me see how it's looking so far. Oh my. This is why we check. This is why we check. Whoop. Wiggle. Okay, yeah, we still have lots of problems. Okay, I will get it. And by the end of all this, it'll still all look quite good. Okay, I think first things first, I want to line it up with the left turn. So let's see how that is supposed to go. Kind of need to fan this out back here a little bit, I think. Yeah, something like that. That is a little bit better. And I just kind of want to get this shape a little bit smoother here. Right now it's a little bit ugly. Don't worry, a little bit of hair will make you pretty. Just like the rest of this hair. That'd be so pretty. So very pretty. It just seems like a lot of the vertices here got a little bit compressed. So I'm kind of pulling them apart, giving them a little bit more personal space. I think they appreciate it. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to consult the mesh on this one. There's something going on here. Oh my. So I can see that these vertices are actually pretty far apart, but I have them like right next to each other. So I better do something about that. It's really no wonder that it all looks a little bit strange here. Okay. So a lot of that is doing a little bit better, and now I just gotta fix a couple of these angles. You know, I was so happy when I didn't have to worry about a lot of this. When I was first working on it, I should have known that it would come back to haunt me eventually. Because I can never escape the hair. It always comes back. It's always like, hello, hello, hello. And just a hauntingly beautiful voice. Because the hair, it is so pretty, but so scary. And there is so much to it. Kind of unbelievable sometimes. Okay, I think it's almost there. And then it'll be off to the right side. But you know, even after I finish this, it's still gonna be more hair because it's gonna be time for physics. Gotta deal with these wiggles though. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at him wiggle. Okay. Actually, before I do that, I want to check the bottom. We still good? I think we're still good. Okay. Let's get in there. Get in there and smooth this out again. I'm still banking on the right side being a little bit easier on me. Just because that side is more covered with hair, but I mean, it could also just mean that I have different hair I need to fix, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect at all. Okay, yeah, that's already better. Not bad. Now let's make this actually all pretty okay. But the way some of it was moving, I kind of want to do a brief bit of mesh consulting. Just because some of it feels really unnatural. And when I get that level of feeling unnatural, it's just easier to double check where the vertices are freaking out. Yeah, so now I'm trying to kind of smooth out this transition color there, because unfortunately, like, all of this is connected. So it's a bit hard to just get one little area, but I will try to manage. And I'm not always sure which vertex controls what. So I kinda gotta feel my way around. Does not always feel good, but I manage. I do my best. That's what it comes down to. I'm just doing my best. It was really cute. The other day, my son was climbing the indoor jungle gym that we have. Just a little small one. And he just kept saying, "I'm doing my best!" It was so cute, because he gets really scared when he gets near the top. It's, not that much taller than me, and I am extremely short. So... Actually, I think the very top of it is below my eye level. Like, I think it's above my chin, but below my eye level. And so, not tall at all. A bit less than... Yeah, definitely not tall at all. And, but I mean, he's just a little guy. He's 3. So it still feels very big to him. So he gets a little bit nervous when he starts getting near the top. But he just kept pushing on, just saying that I'm doing my best. So I always congratulate him when he shows signs of bravery. It's hard to be brave. It really is. But he's been getting a lot more bold lately. On the playground, sometimes he'll want to go down slides and stuff. But he gets scared at some of the bigger ones and wants to come with me. Or, yeah, wants to come with me. So he'll want to go right on my lap instead of going down by himself. And the past couple of times, he's started to be willing to go down some of the slides by himself. So I thought that's pretty cool. He's getting a lot more independent and a lot less afraid. And he's also gotten to the point where he wants to go down the stairs by himself too. I've been wanting to teach him how to go down the stairs properly instead of climbing up and down them like a ladder. And so what I'd do is I'd just hold his hand. So this way he'd feel a little bit more confident going down on his own. Or, you know, going down like an adult would go down the stairs, I guess I should say. And it's worked. He is now getting to the point where he sometimes wants to just go down by himself. He'll hold onto the railing and just go down. 1 foot at a time. Watching that progress has been pretty satisfying. He's very cute. I've kind of always seen that as my role as a parent. It's not really to tell them what to do or anything like that. It's just help them accomplish the things that they want to. Go through the world side by side rather than me in front. Man, art is hard. I'm still just looking at this hair and I'm like, why aren't you moving properly? What's wrong, my little vertices? Everything seemed so good not long ago, but here we are. Something is not quite right, but it's not always easy to identify. Okay, Mesh, help me out. What's wrong? Please explain. Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, that definitely helped. Okay, thank you, Mesh. Should ask you questions more often. You always know what to do. Always. Makes it so much easier to tell what's wrong. Sometimes it feels like I'm just moving the vertices, the same ones, back and forth quite a lot. But I just cannot seem to find the right place for them. Come on, little guys. Help me out. I want to make your life easy. Can you make my life easy too? I would greatly appreciate it. So much. Just tell me what's wrong, and I'll do my best to fix it, I promise. I actually think this is okay, though. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. So I think I'm gonna call that good. Let's switch our body to the other side and take a look at my right turns. How are these guys doing? Oh yeah, I need to switch the head direction too. Whoop. Yeah, we definitely got some problems. Not that bad though. This one is actually more of a issue with the areas between the frames, so I think I'll start with this one just because I think that'll be easier to fix. I think all I really gotta do is pull it all down. Yeah, that should help a lot. Just stretch it out a bit there. Let's see, do I also need to pull you a little bit to the right? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Or to the left. The left is what I was thinking. I said right, meant left. Okay, no, maybe you do need to go just a little bit to the right. Or left. Left! It's the left! Look, it's her right, okay? It's her. It's her right. That totally means that I got it right. I was just doing it from her perspective. I definitely don't get my left and right mixed up on a regular basis. It's fine. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's just fix it up right here. And I think that'll do it. Yeah, everything else seems fine, so... Huzzah, indeed. The right turns were just not as bad. Although, actually, I guess before I go too much further into the corners, I should check up and down, too. And, yeah. They have issues on this side, too. Oh, we'll get them on over. Let's see here. Kinda wanted to match with the angle on this hair up there, so I think something like that should look good. Okay, but once again, I need to pull, like, the entire thing down. Just the whole thing there. Yeah. And then I actually noticed a little problem right over here, so we'll just straighten all this out while we're here. That seems fine. Okay, and then the upward turn, which is very special, but it's okay. That kind of specialness, will be polite and just call it special, is actually not that bad. It's pretty easy to fix. Just gotta adjust a few vertices and everything is fine. Kinda want it to match the angle I've got going on there, so I will push it into place like that. Okay, that didn't quite work. Need to push it in just a little bit more. It doesn't match up quite perfectly, because you can see they're not quite matched up on the original turn, but I think that's okay. Okay, there we go. I think this is okay. And now we'll go back to fixing it over here. No problem. I think this will actually be quite straightforward. Although, actually, I think that there's some hair in the way here, so I'm gonna hide it. Gonna make everything look a little bit strange until I put it back, but I need to see what's going on. I cannot physics that hair if I do not at least have a vague understanding of what's going on underneath. Okay, that should be fine. You don't need to make it overly complicated or anything. Uh-huh. So this side is actually relevant over here too. Okay. Again, I'm not sure if this will ever really be seen, but I figure that we should be prepared. I'll switch the body back to the other side too and just, you know, give everything one last look over. It'll help. And it'll make me feel better that the model itself will be stable and won't just freak out if I move the wrong direction. All very important, you know? Okay, I think that's probably okay. Let me tilt her body again and just check things out over here. And from the head... Oh no, there is a few problems on the right side still. Okay. Oh, that's fine. We can give this side just a little bit more attention. Doesn't look like it's that bad off, though. Just some stuff that kinda got shoved under the coat because I didn't think that it would be relevant. But it is relevant. I was very much wrong. It's okay. This is a mistake I can fix. And soon all will be well. Yeah, this actually wasn't that hard to fix. Okay. Indeed, all will be well. Okay, last little bit. And then it's physics time. Oh, so excited. I'm so excited. I'm trying so hard not to rush through this. It is taking like every ounce of my self-control. But soon I will be able to reward my efforts with something that I can find just extremely fun. It's coming. It's almost time. That's why I have to just really be disciplined here. Really make sure everything actually does indeed look okay, and I'm not just like, okay, good enough, let's do physics now, wee! Wee! It's not yet time. Be patient, self. You got this. But your little Vertex friends deserve the best. So we gotta make sure that they get there. And that all is well before we start moving on to the next step. Okay, I think I'm happy. Reset my parameters, and it is time. I'm put these together in a parameter group that I'm just gonna call body. Okay. Head XY I'm gonna keep out here, and let's see. Which part do I want to do first? Let's just do some basic hair physics. So we'll start with just something basic. Okay, so this is where things are going to get interesting. Because there's a lot of strands here. There's a lot of strands here. Okay, well, I'll do what I've been doing and start with the front bang. I'm just gonna use the path to form tool now. And put little vertices between the key points. This one is gonna be like the base of it. This one is gonna be for the highlight. This one's gonna be for the gradient tips. And then one more just to make sure that I go through all the vertices and things don't break. And then what I do is I move it over. So I'm gonna go for a fairly it's gonna look kind of extreme. But that is fine. Just trust me here. It's gonna look really weird for a bit. Especially since I'm not doing the shadows right away, but it'll be okay. Okay, and then I want to make sure that this comes over with it. Where's my underneath? Right there. For this one, I think I can just use the brush. Just want to bring him over. A little bit more. Okay. So I'm just gonna start from the top here. I guess I will move the strand with it. Once again, I think I'm just gonna use the brush for this. We'll move him over too. And I don't really care about the specifics of a lot of movement here. I do want to smooth out the top here. So this is where I'm not really going to go back and test movement like I have been for turns, because that's not what I'm making here. This will always look a bit weird. It's fine. Okay, I'm actually going to go hide the shadows for now. We'll go back to shadowless mode. Okay, all of these I want to move together. Okay, the underneath I'll do after. All of these I want to move together. So there we got one for the base, one for the highlight, one for the gradient, and I'll just keep moving through. And one more for good measure. Then I hit tab, and I can kind of start moving it. Don't want to move up there very much, just a little bit. This stuff will move a bit more. And this is just the basic physics. So there's going to be a lot more layers to it. This is just the first set of pendulums. So here, I know that it's gonna like get stuck up against her face, so I'm not gonna move it quite as far as I did the front bank. Okay, this is fine. Now let's do a little bit on the connecting hair. I want to fill in the gap that I made here. It's fine if it just gets a little bit stretched. I think that is actually appropriate here. A little bit worried about the ear, but I think it'll be okay. Don't mind the ear. We're not going to talk about it. It's okay. It might not be okay, but right now, it's okay. And then I just kind of do that for all the hair. Just all kind of comes over. Yeah, this really might not be okay. I might have to adjust how I'm going to handle some of this. I will think about it. Actually, I should probably figure it out now. Okay, I think I just can't move it that far. Because I can't let the ears physics. That would be weird. So I just can't do that. So we'll try again here. I'm just gonna retry all of this. Okay. So that's gonna change how I make this physics. I can't really physics up top very well. So to go into detail on what I was just talking about there is the way I had it before, the ear was just kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere because I'm relying on this hair in order to cover up her ear. So that just tells me that I can't move this part very much. I gotta make sure that ear stays covered. But I should still be able to move the lower parts quite a lot. And I think that's what matters here. Okay, I think that's about as far as I can go. Oh, nope. Little closer. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks fine. And here, because I don't have to pull as many shenanigans, I will just move it like this. I think that'll be a bit easier. I just want to have a slight distortion through here. He's not going to move too much. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, in which case I don't really think I need to move this. Do need to move this guy a little bit more. Gotta make sure that all those gaps are filled. Yep, seems fine. Okay, and then I just keep going. And if I'm not moving this very much, I guess I should keep the movement that I have in the roots fairly simple. Even this might be, that I have in the front bang, might be a little bit more than what I want, but I think it's okay. Front bang will just be a little bit extra swishy and, you know, that makes sense. Okay. So I will keep it fairly simple by the roots there, and we'll get more physicsy as we go down. The more I move it, the more physicsy it'll be. Okay, so far so good. And I can touch the strand from hell without having to worry about whether or not it's lining up properly. So at this point, it's just make everything swishy. Actually, hold on, I think I want to move these two together. And actually, I should move this strand of the connecting hair too. I skipped over him. Okay, just a teeny tiny bit over here. I'm trying to pay some attention to how it'll like bump up against her head and other strands. So as I get further down, I move it more, as you can see. Because here, it's not bumping into anything. It's just going. Just going. So I can make these parts nice and physicsy. Alright, before I forget... Oh, good. That one's next in the list anyway. For such a small strand, I think it'll be easier just to use the brush, so I will. And that's good. I don't know how I want to handle these underneath parts yet, so I will do them a little bit later. For now, we're just gonna do the big clumps here. Okay, there's one side. Yeah, I think this is okay. I'm not moving the top strand yet, I don't think, so... Oh, no, well, no, I was moving it a little bit, wasn't I? Yeah, a little bit. I don't like it, so I'm gonna... I'm gonna try again. Probably makes more sense to do it with the brush than the path to form, so... Let's do that. Okay, that seems fine. And then this little guy, another one that seems more appropriate for brush. So right now I'm just giving it all a leftward movement since this is for the left. So now it's time for all of these guys, and there's gonna be some shenanigans here. Because I have to make sure that this all stays underneath the hair here in order to look right, and I'm worried about it causing problems. I have been worried about this causing problems for so long, pretty much since the first time I rigged it. Okay, all of these I want to move together. So I will just run my path to form all the way through here. And we'll just give it a fairly simple leftward motion. And I'm moving the tips more than the base, because I decided that's how I'm doing things. Okay, so far so good. I think I will do this clump next, because, like I said, there are gonna be some shenanigans. It looks like it's actually next to my layer stack anyway, so worked out. Okay. So this one, I just want an ever so slight push right here. And then I want to grab the entire thing. Just all of this. And we can do its own movement. The top won't move beyond what I already did. This is just for all the parts at the bottom. Just gonna make it go whoosh. Sound effects are important. Do not forget the sound effects. The sound effects let you feel it in the depths of your heart, so that this way you can add the proper feeling. Because art is all about conveying the proper feeling. The whoosh. Just so important. Oh shoot, I put it on the wrong... Okay. Annoying, but it's fine. I'll just copy it all over proper. Cupping my desk is in the way. I couldn't see what I was doing. Man, there's lots of layers over there. Okay, last one. And then I come back over here and set everything, and all is well. Okay, I think we got some sufficient whoosh in there, so now I can do the other side. Let's add the whoosh in here now. This just needs to stay under here, so I think it's fine where it is. I just won't move the top. Only everything through here. Okay. Put in a nice little bit of whoosh. There we go. Got some leftward momentum going there. Okay. All of this, I think I actually just kind of want to move together. The back hair I will do on its own though, but all of this I think I'm good with moving it all together. This area is less individual strands and more just large clumps that I didn't know how to separate, so I kinda want to make sure that the side of her head still looks good. It's alright, we'll give this area some sides and foosh too. And then the strands themselves will get their own physics layer at some point. It is just not yet time. This is just the basics. Alright, we got some directionality here now. I want to do a little bit more with this guy. Yeah, there we go. Now, to decide what I want to do with some of those kind of underneath areas here, I don't think they move very much, so at the very least, I need to make sure that they cover everything that they're supposed to cover so she doesn't have sudden bald spots every time she moves her head. And I think I'll just give them a very, very slight nudge. Just a tiny one. Okay, and for... which layer was it? This guy up top. There we are. I want to give him a slight nudge too. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now the underneath layers I didn't know what to do with. I know what to do with them now. We just do tiny nudge. Nothing too drastic here. Okay, so now I think this is fine for the start. I guess I should do the back hair first. There we go. Yeah, this is fine for the start. I will make it look a little bit more lively, because I always make multiple physics layers for hair. So let's go ahead and do the right side now. Same idea. Just gonna start from the front and work my way over. Now I feel like I have a better idea of what I'm trying to accomplish, so... just shove everything on over. Put a nice little flip into the bottom there, so this way, you know, adds more whoosh. Gotta get that whoosh. Very important. Seems okay. I'm trying to avoid moving the root of this guy too much, but I want to move enough other stuff around it that it's okay if it has a little wiggle to it. Okay. And once again, I will grab all of these layers and move them all together. I think this side will be a little bit easier on me because it's moving toward the direction of her ear. So I don't have to worry quite as much about moving it too much. So I can put a little bit more whoosh into things, and I will fix this layer after I know where I want this. So we can make this extra flippy now. Okay, I like this. And see just how much less precise this is than pretty much everything I've been doing up until now? I'm just going. I'm just like, yeah, let's just go. It's gonna be great. I just realized that I wanted to put just a little bit of, little tiny bit of whoosh right here. Yeah, just a tiny bit. So, this is why I knew that I'd be happy when it was physics time, because the precision is... It's just not as big a deal. And I can just go and have some fun for once. Feels good. I'm so happy right now. I'm just having a good time. That's not to say that physics has no precision or anything. Like, there are certain things that I gotta pay attention to. I mean, you just saw it with the ear when I had that kind of uncovered, and I was like, guess I can't do that. But, for the most part, I just get to play around. A very nice reward after everything that I've had to do until now. As you can see here, this looks a bit strange. That was just a result of trying to change direction a little bit. Okay. Yeah, and I want these to move together. The whimsy feels so strong right now. And yeah, I think at this rate, I should pretty easily just be able to finish my first pendulum. See how it all works out in the end, but so far so good, I think. What are you? Oh, okay, you're just back here. I haven't moved you yet, so not gonna worry about it. I don't have to worry about it right now. Life is good. So here I definitely want to make sure that all the gaps are filled in. But otherwise, you know, this area just isn't one that moves very much. It's fine. Alright. Time to... I'll do the underneath parts at the very end. I just want to get the main bulk of the hair in. Okay, there we go. Look at this, all's moving. Alright, let's do the other side now. Oh no, wait, we have the tiny strand, of course. Whoop. Okay, now I grab the other side. And I can start moving this guy over to the right. Okay, and then before I fill in that bald spot, I guess I will go ahead and start moving the shoulder clumps over. Once again, I kind of want to start with this guy because he needs to be a little bit more precise and specific, so I need to make sure that it stays underneath this strand here. And I think it'll be fine as long as I always move this whenever I move this. I think it'll be okay. We will test my theory soon, and we will see if I am right or if I cry. Alright, time to put in the whoosh. Let's make it all nice and swishy. Alright, seems okay. And we'll do the same thing over here. Feet are falling asleep. Adjust my positioning there. There we go. Definitely got to be comfortable when trying to art. Very important. I don't think I want to move this one too far, so... There we go, because these are just the ones on her shoulder, so it's theoretically getting kind of blocked by her shoulder a little bit. Alright. Now, I guess it's time to just, like, grab the entire left side of her head here. Oh no, not the underneath part. That part comes later. Ah. Having trouble getting comfortable. Like I said, being comfortable is important for arting, so I will try until my body stops yelling at me. I don't know what it's complaining about, honestly. This chair is pretty comfy. I don't really want to raise it up and down too much, so I'm being very careful with how I move things. These areas will not be moving that much, but they move a little bit. Alright, seems okay. That looks like some nice swishing. I think I might want to do a more precise... Which layer is this? Where'd you go? There you are. Adjustment here. Wasn't quite satisfied with how that spot in particular looked. Looks like it collapsed a little bit too hard. It's like I do want it to look like it's kind of squishing over to the right, but at the same time, I still want it to look nice and voluminous. Okay, let's get those underneath spots. Just enough to get a little bit of wiggle in them. Okay. And I think that'll be fine. Let's get the back hair. Just move the entire thing a little bit over to the right. I think I want to do a little bit more movement here on the left. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's left and right. So now it's time to do up and down. And up and down is a little bit trickier, because left and right is straightforward, you know. Go to the left, you want things to swish. Swish to the left. Go to the right, you want them to swish on to the right. Did I miss a layer here? Okay. Yeah, sure, we can switch that. I want all of these to be green because it tells me that I missed a layer somewhere. There we go. Okay, so for up and down, it's not quite as straightforward. The way I could think about it is that when you go down, you kind of want, at least for like hair and dresses and stuff, want it to look like a parachute. So it's gonna like fan outward. And going up, it's the opposite. You're gonna like shoot upward, so it all squishes inward. If you just picture the movement in your head. So you got parachute down and squishing up. So I'm gonna start with down, because I like my parachute. I personally find it a little bit more fun to make. So let's see. I want things to move upward a little bit, because we're going parachute. Always got to think about it for a second. So out and kinda upward. And so this is where things get a little bit different. with things moving out. I actually want this side to kind of go this way and this side to kind of go this way. It's moving away from her face. That's kind of the way to think about it. That seems fine. And I'll worry about these guys a little bit later. So somewhat upward and somewhat away. So I'll just push all of this away from her face, and then I will move it upward along with it. Yeah, seems pretty good. Alright, let's get those little underneath spots here. And then I want to give a little bit of Fushi feeling to the little shadow in there. So he'll also move kind of like this. Yeah, just a little bit of Fushi feeling. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so once again, I will move it away and a little bit up. I probably want to exaggerate this a little bit more than I currently am. That's okay. I think I can get that exaggeration in the pendulum itself. It has been a while since I've last done this, so... Kinda trying to remember how to do everything. There we go. Okay. So once again, a little bit up, a little bit out. And just rinse and repeat until all the hair is doing what it needs to do. And always make sure to add a little bit of extra fushiness to everything. So this area doesn't move that much, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but just enough to give it a little bit of that upward momentum. Yep, just like that. I think that'll be good. Okay, all nice and in place here. I don't think I moved this little guy, so let's do that now. Kinda up and out, and then there's just the tiny strand right there. There we go. So this should give a nice little parachute feeling. Okay, now for the left side. Come on, there we go. button didn't want a button. Okay, so this is where the parachute I think is really going to start to show itself, because I want to move it out and away from her face, and also upward. Whereas before it might have looked like a little bit like the right turn, I don't believe it does anymore, because now we have this extra bit of hair here that is doing its own thing. Just going whoosh, whoosh. Alright, start with this one. Make sure to keep the bottom up there. And then I can just grab all the layers here. And we'll put a little more foosh here too. Just move it on over and let it flip just a little bit. And I also want it to be a little bit higher, of course. So I will put that feeling back in there too. There we go. I think that should be plenty. Look at her hair fly. It makes me happy just looking at it already. And I haven't even seen how it's going to look with the actual turns yet. That's why I say physics is when things starts getting magical. This is when everything just really starts coming to life. Okay, so I'm gonna flip all this up. There, something like that should be good. Yep, there it goes. Look at it go. Look at it go. Alright, then next I can just grab the entire side here. And we'll start flipping it up. I don't want it to move that much up near the roots, but it needs a little bit. Honestly, the hair in this area just moves a little bit less, but I think that's okay. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about that, but other than the obvious issue, I think it looks good. So let's fix that obvious issue here. Gonna need a little bit of covering from here, and I think a little bit of covering from here. Okay, there we go. And finally, a little bit from here. Yeah, there we go. And now I just do the little bit of subtle movements on the rest of the underneath parts. Just enough to give them a little bit more liveliness. Okay. And now for the back hair. This layer, it's especially easy because I just go flip. And that's about it. And I see that we have a problem over here. So I'm gonna grab just this layer in particular. And just pull the tip down just a little. There we go. Just enough to make sure it's all covered up. Okay, and we got our little parachute. Yeah, getting a nice little blowy effect. The fact that this looks good tells me that I'm on the right track. Alright, let's do the upward one. So this is gonna squish toward her face and go down a little bit. So pretty much the opposite of what I just did. So we squish and go down. Squish and go down. All right. That should be good. And I will just go around the entire head again and squish her hair. Okay, this side I'm gonna have to be careful of because I can't let it get too far away from this ear. But fortunately, that really seems to be the biggest issue here. Okay. Oh, I didn't really make it any longer though, did I? No. Okay, I would actually like to fix that. Let me just... Well, we'll just unset it. I will try again. I can tell I'm a little sleepy, so I think I'm just going to configure the parameter here, and next time I will actually put it on the hair. So we'll start tomorrow with maybe some corrections, see if there's anything that I dislike, and if there's nothing in particular, then I will jump right into getting this all physicsy. But I got some stuff I want to do today, so I cannot take too long. Unfortunately, the next time is going to be Saturday, because tomorrow is Subnautica. That's alright. I will just sit in anticipation for all of this. That's too far. Dang. Okay, we try again. See, I told you. Getting a little tired. So I will just let myself be excited for a couple of days, and hopefully that means I'll just have tons of energy for you guys when it comes time to actually get this going. So excited. Love physics. Love physics so much. It is just an absolute blast. Okay, there we go. That's good. I am determined to at least finish the parameter, though. Yeah, seems good. I do like to finish what I started. And it's like, here, look at this. I did all 4 directions, even after doing really difficult and extensive corrections. It's just so much more friendly. Physics are great. They're so great. It's so much fun. And I'm so excited. Alright. Just gonna make the end here nice and swishy. We're gonna squish this in quite a lot. Make it nice and long at the bottom there. Yeah. It's gonna move so much, it's gonna be great. Oh shoot, I forgot to do it with the strand. I don't really want to do the strand separately. Okay. We try again. Oh, the joys of digital, letting me just make mistakes like that and recover very easily. Kinda sucks that I have to redo everything I just did, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not like it was super hard to do, just a little bit unfortunate. Let's get this on down here, and nice and swishy. Take 2. Okay, yeah, that's nice and swishy. Now I actually have to make sure that all the hair here is not sticking out like it is over here, and that it's covering all the things it needs to cover. Gotta be careful, you know? So squish and down, like it's being stretched just a little bit. Okay, and there's a little strand sitting on top of this guy, so I'll get him here, where he's squished and stretched. All these things that I said were terrible when I was just doing the main angles and stuff, but for physics, they are perfect. For physics, it's exactly what you want. Let me make this a little bit longer, stretch it out just a bit. And tiny strand. Okay, so that should do it. Perfect. Let me add... Well, no. I'll go ahead and do the underneath spots at the very end. Alright, time for this guy. So we're gonna move him closer to her face and make him a bit longer. Saying it repeatedly because I am tired and I need to remind myself of these things. So that this way I don't get a little bit absent-minded and just kind of forget what I'm doing. Well, that happens after I've been doing art for a while. I have found that sometimes I produce better work when I work for like an hour in a chunk and then take a break. A little bit harder to do on stream, but you know, that's why my streams only tend to be like an hour or two. Been going a little bit longer lately. It's been a good time though. I still feel like I'm able to get stuff done, so I think it's okay. It's been working out. I think all this looks pretty good. And my future self has not been particularly upset with my past self, so I think it's been working just fine. Okay. Time for the adjustment here, just to make sure that all of this stays underneath the side bang where it has to. There we go. And then I just grab all the layers. And we get this area's swish. We get so swishy and so happy. Trust me, next time is gonna be something special. Next time really is just gonna be something so special. Can't wait until Saturday already. Okay, and we grab these guys. We'll have to adjust the back here a little bit, so I'll go ahead and grab the entire thing. This should be fine. You just kind of push some of this down. There we go. Okay, how is this? Oh yeah, that is going to be so swishy. Look at her go. Alright, let's get all her back hair now. Well, not the back hair, I guess, but the left hair. Yes. The left hair. Grab all the rest of this. And we'll get some nice squishing going. Wait, I missed a strand. I did. Okay, backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. Take two. That one I might have to just move a little bit manually. So I don't want to move any of this too much. Just enough to add a little bit of bounciness, and then over here is where things move more. There we go. It should be nice and bouncy. Alright, let's get those underneath spots. Do just enough to give them a little bit of liveliness. Everything is properly covered here, so I don't need to do anything special with this guy. Just enough so that it doesn't look super stiff when everything else is so bouncy and nice. Alright, Right, back hair. Oh yeah, and I also didn't do shadows. I don't think I have the shadows in me today. So I'll do those first thing next time. But I can at least do the back hair. I got stuff I gotta do, so cannot do too much today. Yeah, look at her go. I think that'll look really good once I put it on the physics layer and do all the cool stuff. So, I think this is where I will stop for today. And next time we get to really have some fun. I'm so excited. So I hope you will join me for that. For now, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.